Okay, welcome back everyone. I got my veneer wood decking, and my son bought me the Arizona for Christmas, so I thought I'd give it a go before I got in to do the Yamato. So I've already done a bit of it already, so I'm sort of know what I'm doing, I think. Now these come off pretty easy. Just got to be very careful how you take it off. They're only like little snippets, so just got to be very careful. I'm just going to get this off and I'll get back to you. Okay, I've got the veneer cut away from its paper, whatever. I'm just doing a dry fit now. I've done a dry fit on all the other ones and they all fitted in perfectly. I don't see why this one wouldn't either. But it just, yeah, just a lovely fit. Look at that, lovely. Excuse me. So at this stage now, being very careful, alright, is remove the backing. Now this is pretty thin already, but once you remove the backing, it's really fragile. And I had a lot of problems getting the last ones off. There we go. There we go. You gotta be very patient with this. Now try not to touch the stickiness with your fingers. Just take your time. And that's off. Alright, set aside. Now here's for the messy part. Now I've made up a thing of PVA glue and a bit of water, but I've noticed that add a bit more PVA. Now for the Yamato, I will get a better quality wood glue. This is what I've got. It's more of a craft glue than anything else, but pretty much using it straight out of the bottle, and it's get it on everywhere. Now all the parts that you don't want glue on, well, it's very hard not to. You're going to get a small paintbrush. There we go. Now over the break, the Christmas holidays, which we're still on, my wife wanted her table back, dining room table, so I literally pulled out an old desk from one of the kids' room that was no longer needed anymore, and I cleaned up my act, and every night now I have to clear the desk, the table, so we can have dinner at the table again. It's been pretty much a year, pretty much since I started the Dunkirk, that the dining room table has been my what do you call it, the hobby table. So my wife's quite happy to get the table back at night time. I'm just going to press pause for now. Alright, now I've liberally laid some PVA glue on, and now for the fun part. Now, because our dog is shedding. I don't want that on there. Gone. Nope, not gone. Now I'll try to bend it a bit. This is why I don't want to touch it. Alright, now we slide it down. Can you see that? Yep. And we release. Push down gently. And now with my U-Butte poking tool, basically it's a cocktail stick which I rounded off the end and rounded off the pointy bit, and it's basically get it on there. Now I'm just going to quickly run my fingers. Now this one here, the wood veneer is actually quite thick in parts, and I can actually see it. Now the idea is that you really got to get in there and really press it down firmly, being very careful. Now, the other ones that I did took me about half an hour each one. You see, yep, I'll get my fingers out of the light so you guys can actually see something. And just take your time, really get it in there. And just when you think you've got it all down, you don't. Now, and just keep doing that until all the bubbles, air bubbles, everything is out. Now there's a bit of excess wood glue, and what I did before is I've got a cloth around here somewhere that I damped, well, I don't know, put water on it, and really squeeze the shit out of it, just to remove any excess water, just so that you can wipe off the excess glue. You know, I found out before that all the excess glue on the plastic parts, try to get as much of it as off as possible, but later when it dries off, it comes off easily by rubbing it. You're really using the white glue I found is more as a lubricant to be able to get into position. You're really relying on the stickiness of the veneer. Anyway, I'm going to keep going with that for a little while. Okay, now I've been working this for a little while now, probably about 10 minutes, and I'm at the stage now where I'm really with my cocktail stick really pressing and getting into the, ooh, careful, get it in there. Now there's my cloth here that I'll just wipe off excess glue. Get them out of the portholes, the ladders, the stairs, whatever you want to call it. I love my battleships, but I've got no idea on what things are called. Not like some other people, but I don't even try. I sort of like building them, and that's it. Yeah, you can see, like, as I'm pressing that, more glue is coming out. Alright, so I keep doing that and making sure that holes aren't filled with wood glue. Now, if anyone's wondering about the junk, it's not junk. The final big sail is actually drying in the garage. I had it all finished yesterday, and I didn't use enough wood glue, and it didn't really do what I wanted to do. So it's in the garage right now under a press, and with pretty much straight PVA, and now this, see, there's still heaps of glue coming out. Just really work it through, making sure that all the little parts here. Now, I don't know, as far as, like, I'm used to painting my decks and not having to take them up is great, but I must admit, it's not tedious, but you really want to make sure that you got it down. Yes, that's my baby trying to call me. See how we go. Okay, I'm going to let that sit for a moment. Back in a minute. Now, this is one I prepared earlier. And I am really wrapped on how that turned out. Will I ever paint decks again? If this works out like I hope it has, and this, like, there's no air bubbles, I took my time, and I'm really quite happy with it. Very, very happy. Now that, of course, sits on top of there like so. And there you got the Arizona. Now, she's a very dark ship. You see, I've got to give her a wash because there's a bit of glue and stuff here, but that'll come off with a bit of rubbing and stuff. If anything else, that's probably one of my washes. But I'm quite happy the way she turned out. All the upper superstructures are done. It's just a matter now of finally spraying the last bits. And what I might actually do for you is actually just put it together, just to show you guys. You know, see, there's still heaps of glue coming out, and I really want to try and get all that out. You really have to keep doing this really for quite a while. But I must admit, the overall finish is just fantastic. I'm really impressed. I'm really loving it. Yes. Anyway, yeah. This one's for you, Ron. I thought you might like this. Wasn't hard. at all. But what's that? Oh, a bit of wood glue that hasn't dried. It's right, we'll get that off later. But I'm really happy with that. I'll keep working on that, and next shot will be with the whole thing put together, just as a trial fit, just to show you guys what she looks like. Hey, well, the deck is drying. I thought I'd show you another little project that I was working on over the holidays. I've been putting this off for the past 6 months, and I finally got it out. I had enough of tying knots on the junk, on the sails, and I put this together and painted it. Really quite like the way it turned out. I've got a bit of pigments to put on it and dusting, and I've got machine guns and spare tire, tanks, got tanks on the mind, drums, and I've got the gun that goes on top of there, all of which have been a lot of fun. I love building stuff, but I must admit I prefer building battleships than armoured vehicles or anything like that, even though I had a lot of fun building this. This is going to go into a diorama with my Panther Jeep that I got in a desert scene, and I'm going to show you my desk right now to show you my hobby table. Okay, this is my hobby table with all my bits and bobs and bits. I've got paintbrushes and files and all my what happened there? I think I pressed the wrong button. And my top drawer, I've got all the parts for the junk in containers and other things. In the second drawer, I have literally, I don't know, $200 worth of Tamiya paints down there, plus more files, super glue, oil paints, tape, my glasses, and then here I've got all the parts for the command vehicle, and I've got syringes there to put my paint into my jars. Got some stuff here for my dioramas, and on the bottom drawer, my practice stuff. Yeah, that's my old PT boat, and that's the colour of the Yamato. I thought I'd give it a spray, see what it would turn out like, and I very much like the grey, so that's the colour it's going to be. And like I said, that's all the bobs and bits and bits. Stuff that I practice on, old ships that have been bleached and re-bleached so I can respray, and I thought, and that's it. Of course, here down here I've got all my other stuff, models that I'm working on, clamps, you name it, chalk, it's all in there, all put away nicely, so that's very nice. I'm going to put the Arizona together for you right now for a test run and a test fit, and see how it goes. While we're at it, show you a couple of my models that I've built over the years. And of course, the Dunkirk and the Bismarck together. They're actually on the stand from the Dunk, and they're both on identical stands, and the Dunkirk is surprisingly taller than the Bismarck. but I'm quite happy with my little collection. And then of course I've got my Viking Ship and an old tug that I built. That was built way before I had airbrushes or anything like that. And then on top of that I have my Mirage that I did a decal video on it, and that's at the top. This one here I particularly really enjoyed building. It's quite a lot of fun. And anyway, we'll get back to the Arizona. This is like a dry fit of the Arizona. All the top parts of the over here and here have got to be painted white from about there and where are we? There up. So that'll bring it, but it's what the color called for. It's a dark navy blue, and I've been using where are we? And that's Mr. Hobby. That's the paint I've been using, and I can tell you now I'm really happy with this paint. Way better than Tamiya. A really nice finish, I must admit. Very nice finish. And I've been following Nigel and listening to his methods of painting, and I've been using basically 60% thinners, if not 70, and taking my time and multiple layers, and I must admit a much better finish. Anyway, so I'm going to call this an end for this video, and I'll probably put a video of the Arizona as I go along. It won't be a series or anything, just a couple of pics here and there, or videos here and there on how I'm going. Anyway, have a good one everyone, and take care and be safe.